There comes a moment in every life when the structures we once leaned on begin to crack, when the plans we trusted lose their shape, when the roads we thought were straight collapse into dust. And in that moment, people feel fear. They whisper that starting over is impossible. They insist that rebuilding is too heavy, too complicated, too late. But listen closely to the quieter truth beneath all that noise. Building your life from scratch is not as hard as the world claims. It is not a punishment. It is not a failure. It is an invitation. It is the universe handing you a blank page and saying, "Show me what you can create," when nothing holds you back. We fear starting from scratch because we forget what scratch really is. Scratch is not emptiness. Scratch is potential. Scratch is raw material. Scratch is the beginning point of every masterpiece ever made. A sculptor sees it when staring at uncut stone. A writer sees it when staring at an empty page. A visionary sees it when staring at a life stripped of expectations. Starting over is not starting with nothing. It is starting with awareness. You now know what does not work. You now know what you will no longer tolerate. You now know the shape of your own resilience, because you have already survived the collapse. You are not beginning as the person you once were. You are beginning as someone wiser and far more dangerous. Consider the truth that people rarely speak aloud. Most difficulty in life comes not from building, but from dragging the weight of what no longer fits. The habits you have outgrown, the fears that no longer serve you, the voices that shaped you, but were never yours. When those fall away, you are left with something astonishing. Freedom. The freedom to choose differently. The freedom to design the structure of your own future without the ghost of old patterns whispering in your ear. The question is not, can you rebuild? The question is, will you allow yourself to believe that rebuilding is possible? Think of the architect standing before bare land. There is nothing there except space. Yet that space gives birth to buildings, skylines, entire cities. Your life is no different. Blank space is not an obstacle. It is permission. The moment you declare, "I will build again," something ancient in your spirit reawakens. A force that has been dormant stirs. This force knows how to survive. It knows how to innovate. It knows how to climb out of darkness with nothing but determination as fuel. It knows creation because it is made from creation. People assume that life is rebuilt through massive dramatic actions. But building from scratch is far simpler. It begins with one decision, one habit, one commitment, repeated until it becomes a structure strong enough to support the next. Brick by brick, step by step, thought by thought. You do not build a life all at once. You build it in layers. And here is the hidden advantage of starting from scratch. You are not correcting old mistakes. You are not patching broken walls. You are not renovating a life built by fear or accident. You are constructing something entirely new, something aligned, something that reflects who you truly are, rather than who you were taught to be. Most people never give themselves this chance. They cling to the familiar even when it hurts. They choose the known even when it limits them. But you, standing at the beginning again, have something they do not. You have clarity. You have the opportunity to rebuild without compromise. Ask yourself, what do I want my foundation to be? Courage, discipline, purpose, integrity. Whatever you choose now will shape everything that comes after. The future bends to those who build with intention. So stop telling yourself that starting from scratch is hard. Hard is staying trapped in a life that suffocates you. Hard is denying the voice inside you that wants more. Hard is living a life designed by fear. Building from scratch is not hard. It is honest. It is empowering. It is liberating. And I promise you this: When you step forward and begin again, something extraordinary happens. Life meets you halfway. Opportunities appear. Ideas ignite. Strength rises from places inside you that you did not know existed. Because life recognizes creation. And when you create, life responds. So gather your courage. Claim your blank page. Lift your hands to the raw material of possibility. The ground beneath you is ready. The world before you is listening. And the future inside you is waiting for its first instruction. Build your life from scratch. Not because you have to, but because you can. And you will discover that the moment you begin is the moment the impossible becomes inevitable.